Okay girls, here in our lecture 30 we want to find out the magnetic field due to a current carrying coil on the axis of the coil, due to a current carrying coil at a point on the axis of the coil. Okay, this is a current carrying coil, and at a point on the axis of the coil at a point P we want to find out the magnetic field. Okay, so first we a recapitulation of what is Biot-Savart law. Suppose you are having a current carrying conductor carrying a current I. We take a small element dl. Okay, then at a distance r from the current carrying element dl, where dl is a vector quantity, the small element of length dl is in the same direction as the direction of the current. Then the magnetic field at a distance r from this small element dl is given by mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine theta by r square. Okay, so this is the angle theta, and how do we get this is the magnitude of the magnetic field at the point P due to this current carrying element given by Biot-Savart law. How do we get the direction of the magnetic field at the point P? By right hand palm rule. Right hand palm rule. What is this right hand palm rule? See, you are having you take your right hand, place the thumb in the direction of the current, and your fingers will point in the direction at the point where the magnetic field is required. So it will point in this direction. Okay, can you see the fingers pointing at the point P? This P I am talking of, this P. This is the thumb is pointing in the direction of current. The fingers are pointing in the direction of the to the point P where the magnetic field is required. Then the perpendicular to the palm, perpendicular drawn from the palm is inwards. So the magnetic field is given by the perpendicular drawn to the palm, that is inwards in the point P. For the point Q, see, the thumb is pointing in the direction of the current. Can you see the thumb pointing in the direction of the current? The fingers pointing at the point Q. The thumb pointing in the direction of current. The fingers pointing at the point Q. Then the perpendicular to the palm is outwards. Okay. Perpendicular drawn from the palm is outwards. So here it will be outward. This is how we used to find the direction of magnetic field and the magnitude of magnetic field by Biot-Savart law. Now we will move to this magnetic field on the axis of a circular current carrying loop. Now we have this current carrying loop like this. Okay, so we cannot draw it in the two-dimensional page. It is coming outwards and going inwards like this. But what we can do here, we are taking a small element dl over here, and the current is in this direction. In this direction means in anti-clockwise direction. And here it is coming out. And dl and I being in the same direction, dl is also coming out from the page, from the plane of the paper. dl is coming out from the plane of the paper. So dl over here or I over here is perpendicular to the plane of the page and outwards. Outwards, it is coming outwards. Okay. So what is the angle between this dl and this r, the line which is joining dl to the point P at which the magnetic field is required? This is the point P. What is the angle between them? Of course 90 degree, because dl is perpendicular to the plane of the page like this, coming outward. Okay, and r is in the plane of the page. So angle between dl and r, first you do this, dl and r is 90 degree. Okay, the small current element dl we have taken, which is outwards. dl is outwards, perpendicular to the plane of the paper. Okay, angle between dl and r is 90 degree. Now, here this circular coil is of radius a, and from the center of the circular coil, the point P is at a distance x. We have to find the magnetic field at the point P due to this current element dl. So dB will be given by Biot-Savart law. What will be? Mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine theta by r square. Isn't it? Here theta is 90 degree, the angle between dl, which is outward, and r. Theta is 90 degree. Here theta is 90 degree. So dB will be equal to mu naught I dl by 4 pi r square. Okay. Now what will be the direction of dB? Just see, this is the direction of dB due to this current element at this point which is outward. Now I'll do by right hand palm rule. I'll try to find out the direction of dB. Look very carefully. The thumb will point in the direction of the current. So thumb will point outward. Okay, the fingers will point in the direction of the point P. The fingers will point at the point P. So like this. So how is the palm? Can you see the perpendicular to the palm? The fingers is pointing at the point P. See very carefully. The fingers is pointing at the point P. The thumb is outward. So where is the perpendicular to the palm? It is in this direction. You can try it. This is how. This is the hand. This hand will be along this palm will be along this R. So the fingers, now you see, the fingers is pointing at the point P. The palm is outward. So the perpendicular to the palm is like this. Okay, perpendicular to the palm is like this. So this is dB. Now this R is making an angle phi with this line. Okay, so this angle is also phi. So this component of dB will be dB cos phi, and the perpendicular component, that is the axial component, is dB sin phi. Okay, dB sin phi and dB cos phi. The perpendicular component is dB cos phi and the axial component of dB is dB sin phi. We take another element dl. This time, since the current is coming out from here and going inside from below, this time dl is inward. So what will be the direction of magnetic field at the point P? Can you see, here is the current going inward. The palm, my fingers are pointing at the point P where the magnetic field is required. So the perpendicular to the palm, where is the perpendicular to the palm? Perpendicular to the palm, can you see? It is in this direction. Okay, in this direction. So here dB is in this direction, and again dB can be resolved into two components. One, this is phi, so this is dB prime. Now we are taking this dB prime. Due to this component, the magnetic field over here is dB prime. So dB prime cos phi and dB prime sin phi. Cos phi is the perpendicular component, sin phi is the axial component. Now dB prime will also have the same magnitude, mu naught by 4 pi. It is because of the same current. It is because of the same element of length dl. It is at the same distance r from the length dl. Okay, mu naught I dl by r square. So it has the same magnitude as dB. So is equal to dB. So the magnitudes are same. So the magnitude of dB cos phi and dB prime cos phi will also be the same. So dB cos phi and dB prime cos phi, they are of same magnitude and oppositely directed. So they will cancel out each other. Okay, dB cos phi and dB prime cos phi, they are equal and opposite. Equal and opposite. So they cancel out. Okay, because dB prime is equal to dB. So dB cos phi and dB prime cos phi, they are of equal magnitude but oppositely directed, so they cancel out. dB sin phi and dB prime sin phi, they are of same magnitude and directed along the same direction, so they add up. So the net magnetic field due to the entire circular element is the summation of this components. So is the summation of dB sin phi. Now what is dB? dB is mu naught I by 4 pi r square integration of dl sine phi. Okay, now what is sine phi? Sine phi, find out sine phi, that is equal to a by x perpendicular, this is phi, so perpendicular by hypotenuse. Okay, so a by, what did I say? Oh, I'm so sorry. A by r, sine phi is a by r perpendicular by hypotenuse, a by r, so it is mu naught I by 4 pi r square dl sine phi. In the place of sine phi, can I write a by r integration of dl? So mu naught I a by 4 pi r cube integration of dl. Okay, you are integrating dl over the entire length of the circle, means the circumference of the circle, so 2 pi a. So ultimately you are getting it like this: mu naught I b net equal to mu naught I a into 2 pi a by 4 pi r cube, that is mu naught I, 2 pi and 4 pi goes to give you 2 I a square by 2 r cube. Now what is r? R, can I write it? Can I write r to be root over of a square plus x square, Pythagoras theorem. So root over of a square plus x square. So mu naught I a square by 2. In the place of r I am writing root over of a square plus x square to the power 3, that is 3 by 2. If the coil has n turns, then B net will be mu naught ni a square by 2 a square plus x square to the power 3 by 2. Okay, and I don't think I'm leaving out on anything. Just hold on for a second. I don't think I'm leaving out on anything. Just hold on. The coil has n turns. The coil has n turns. Okay, and from here we can find out the magnetic field at the center of the circular loop. Okay, over here what will be the magnetic field? We have found out the magnetic field on its axis. So on the center, if we have to find out, then magnetic field at the center means x equal to 0. This x will be equal to 0, magnetic field at the center. So B equal to mu naught ni a square by 2 x0 a square to the power 3 by 2. So a cube. So mu naught ni by 2a. We have already done magnetic field at the center of a circular loop in lecture 29. So that is all from this video, and the next video we will do Ampere circuital law.